All right, so today I'm going to show you one tool that you can use to get more booked appointments for your commercial solar business. Now, there's several different ways commercial solar companies get appointments. You've got referrals, you've got cold calling, cold email, you've got paid advertising, you can buy leads, you can door knock. And I feel like the tool I'm about to show you today is slept on. So what I'm going to show you today is we're going to be using the social media channel, and we're going to be using an automation tool to make your life a whole lot easier when using LinkedIn. So a big hesitancy I hear from commercial solar companies when they're thinking about using LinkedIn to get more leads and booked appointments is, number one, who do I target? And number two, I don't have time to sit on LinkedIn all day and message people. So I'm going to solve both of those objections in this video, and I'm going to give you a high-level overview of the best LinkedIn tool for getting booked appointments for commercial solar companies. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to linkedhelper.com, and you can download this to either your Mac or Windows computer. Now, it's important to note that Linked Helper is not a cloud-based solution. It is going to be directly downloaded to your computer, and you have to have your computer on to use it. Now, when you have Linked Helper, you're going to be taken to the master Linked Helper launcher. So this is going to include all your LinkedIn accounts that you have connected to this tool. Not only can you have your LinkedIn on here, you can have your whole, if you have a whole sales team, if you have other people at your company, you want to have their LinkedIn's logged in on here, you would just add them and buy a license for them. Now, licenses cost around $45 a month, nothing crazy. And you could also transfer licenses from certain users if you're not using that account actively. So if you had two LinkedIn accounts here and you only had one license, you can switch back and forth without upgrading. Now, what you're going to want to do next is you want to open up your instance of LinkedIn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you a little bit about what this looks like here. Now, notice when you log into the Linked Helper instance of your personal LinkedIn, it's going to have it set up just as if you were viewing your own LinkedIn account. So you can act like a regular person here if you want to do anything manually in here. Now over here to the left is going to be your campaigns. These are some campaigns I'm currently running, and what you can do is you can build out sequences, messaging sequences for reaching out to people on LinkedIn. So instead of doing this whole thing manually, you would just set this up in Linked Helper. So for example, for this campaign, I have on day one is to follow the profiles I've added on the list, and then wait a day. And then I have like and comment. They're posting articles to warm these people up. I recommend doing that on your instance as well. And then wait another day. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to send them a meeting, an invitation to connect. And what you can also do is you can include an opening message too. So what I would say is if you have some sort of lead magnet here. So for commercial solar, you could have, number one, you could have a video. You could have maybe a savings calculator that you could run for them, or savings calculations you can run for them before setting an initial meeting. Something to just give them some value up front. And hey, if you don't have anything, that's okay too. Just keep it low pressure, non-salesy. Hey, just curious if you thought about using clean energy, or hey, we filmed a video showing how we're helping other suppliers, for example, save a ton on their electricity. Want to check it out. So you're going to want to invite these contacts, and then you can also set up follow-up messages as well. So that's just high-level overview of how the campaigns work. Now you may be wondering, this seems great, but like, who do I actually reach out to? So there's really two ways to do this. Number one, you can create your own list. And in our free Masterclass training, I'll link in the description below, we kind of give some examples of good things to include on a list if you ever want to check that out. But you can create your own list and actually import that into Linked Helper as long as they have their LinkedIn profiles on that list. So then you can then target them using the tool. Number two is you can find them through LinkedIn and create lists to target through here as well. So for example, if you have LinkedIn, I highly recommend getting LinkedIn Sales Navigator. But if I pull up LinkedIn and I go to Sales Nav here, let's say I'm a commercial solar installer and I'm looking to target manufacturers in Atlanta. So what I would do is you could build out a lead list here. So you would go to lead filters. We'll go to industry and we'll go to, let's say, manufacturers. So you could do manufacturing, geography, Atlanta, job title, just one, for example, president. And notice I now have a list over here of presidents of manufacturers in Atlanta, Georgia. So what I can do then is I can add them to my Linked Helper campaign and send those automatic messages to those decision makers. Those who are interested are going to reply, and you can start that sales conversation there. Again, this tool, LinkedIn itself overall is super slept on for commercial solar, and this tool specifically can automate the whole thing for you. I highly recommend checking it out. Now, you're going to want to set limits as well, because if you send out thousands and thousands of these every day, LinkedIn's just going to block your account. So you want to keep your daily limit low. They actually recommend keeping it down to 150. I'm testing the limits out a little bit on my. And then what you can also do is set your working hours. So I have, regular working hours Monday through Friday. You're going to want to set that up. You want to come across as like you're not a robot, because LinkedIn will start to sniff that out. But for example, I'm just going to put it on 24 hours for now. It's Sunday, and I'm going to just show you a little bit about how this works. So if I launch the campaign here, let me move myself over here. When I launch a campaign, it's going to act like I'm already logged into LinkedIn. It's going to go to my messaging. It's going to message people. And again, don't worry. It's only going to send the messages that you pre-add in the campaign setup phase. So again, super slept on tool. I highly recommend at least using LinkedIn to target businesses in your area looking to go solar. And then especially if you want to get this thing rolling to where you're just doing it automatically, where you set it beginning of the week and you're getting those appointments coming in throughout the week using LinkedIn, then use this LinkedIn Linked Helper tool. It's pretty incredible stuff. Again, if you want to see how we're doing this more in depth, click at the bottom of the video in the description. I have a free masterclass training linked. I encourage you to check that out. It's totally free. You just enter in your email address and sends you the video. And it's going to show you different strategies and ways that you can get booked appointments with businesses looking to go solar in your area. So hope you enjoyed this. This is just one of many ways. I'm going to make way more in-depth videos on how to use this tool specifically and how to use other tools. But thank you very much, and I look forward to talking to y'all again soon.